Firstly, a final check that the waistbands are the correct length. I'm starting from the centre back and measuring to the 7mm mark that we made by next to the bearer. I'm marking the 1cm on for the seam allowances. I'm applying that measurement to the second trouser to save doing the addition. If it's a little off, then we can alter it from the centre back. Mine is a little off, likely because I'm measuring over the tabs, but I am reducing the waist by 1cm, moving the centre back line by 1/2 cm each. On the fly side, the right trouser On the fly side, the right trouser, on the inside, chalk the line that we'll machine so that it's clear. 1cm from the mark stitches and then 1cm from the fabric. Follow the seam up into the waistband. I did both, but I'm an idiot. We only need to do the one on top, which will be the fly. Push the inlay on the inseam such that the top edge follows the rest of the trouser. That way it has ease and won't become tight. And I'm chalking 1cm on that like the trouser before and after. Flip the fly side inside out. Trust me, it's easier to do it this specific way around, and place the guard side right way out inside of it. Line up the centre back, the notch at the bottom of the zip, and everything in between. Be sure that the mark stitch lines are lined up, not just the raw edges of the inlay. The inside leg seam and the other balance points. The inside leg doesn't necessarily need to line up because some trousers have dress. This is for guys and their little guys. One trouser leg is slightly bigger so that the cock and balls can hang or sit more comfortably. Securely baste the two in place. When you get to the trouser leg inlay, again, be sure that they won't pull. So push them down a little bit, and be sure too that the waistband seams and stuff are open. Also, through the waistband, I'd venture that the waistband is the most important part to get even and lined up properly. Second most important to get right after the notch. On the outside, we want the fly side to overlap the guard side. That should happen by default if we line up the fabric at the notch up exactly, and sew it with a 1 cm seam allowance. However, with the fly side on top as we sew, we can confirm that the notch we cut into the guard side is beyond the cut in the fly. Not sure whether you can see that though. Start at the notch. We're only sewing through the trouser fabric, not the zip tape or the fly guard. You may favour to use the wheel to stick the needle in the notch. Start at the notch and back tack and all that fun stuff. As you get to the back trouser, you are following 1 cm from the mark stitch, not the inlay. This is made easier considering we chalked a line to follow. Get all the way up to the top of the waistband. That said, on a couple of my trousers, it's only stitched about halfway through the waistband, which gives it greater flexibility or something. When you've gotten to where you want to be, stick the needle in there and turn the entire trouser around. Sew the entire length that you had just sewn. That way the most vulnerable part of the trouser is less likely to split. Mine isn't quite as on the notch as it should have been, so I just used my silk and did a few back stitches to get it right up there. If you did it correctly, then you won't need to do that. Look at what you've done, make sure it's okay and good, the stitch line is smooth and follows the line we want, and take the basting out. Iron the seam flat and stretch the inlay a bit. Wet and pull, don't stretch the stitch though. Do the same at the fork, but you can stretch the stitching a little bit. Iron the seam open, which again is always easiest on a sleeve board or a ham.